Hello Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Aquarius, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Aquarius, let's get started. How does Aquarius currently view this relationship? So we do have the Justice card, we do have the Hermit, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Cups, and then we also have the Tower. This to me kind of feels like an energy of you thinking long and hard about walking away from something that doesn't necessarily make you happy, or just simply brings like a lot of toxicity and chaos and dysfunction to your life. This to me, just like I said, feels like an energy of you thinking long and hard about walking away from whatever this thing is. And it could be a job that we're talking about here. It could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. That's definitely a possibility. But you're not necessarily seeing things change. You're not necessarily seeing things essentially changing within this dynamic here that's bringing all this tension, conflict, and dysfunction into your life. You're not seeing anything change whatsoever, hence why you're thinking long and hard about walking away from whatever this thing is. Now, just because you're thinking about it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to actually do it, but it doesn't mean that you're not either. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Page of Swords, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune, as well as the Lovers out here. And we have the Five of Wands. Whatever happened here between the two of you that's causing you to think long and hard about whether or not you should stay and or go, this person essentially feels like it's only a matter of time. You know what I mean? It's only a matter of time before you guys work it out. It's only a matter of time before, the two of you basically kiss and make up. They're kind of looking at the situation like it's only a matter of time. 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 So whatever did happen here between the two of you, they're really not worried and concerned about it, to be completely honest, because they feel like it's only a matter of time, before you guys basically kiss and make up. In other words, this person doesn't necessarily feel like you're going anywhere, and it kind of looks like they're not going anywhere either. How does Aquarius currently feel? All right, so we have the Ace of Swords to the Devil out here, and then we also have the Queen of Wands. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Seven of Swords, and then we also have the King of Wands. Okay. 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 All right. In regards to how you're currently feeling, Aquarius, a lot of you feel like you should have a conversation with this person about the things that they do that hurt you and affect you and make you extremely unhappy within this dynamic between the two of you, in hopes, right, that they'll essentially change their ways. So this to me just kind of feels like an energy of, well, let me just try one more time. Let me just try one more time and let me just see what happens, right? In hopes that, this person changes their ways, in hopes that, this person, stops doing this and stops doing that, things of that nature. So this to me just kind of feels like, let me just try one more time and see what happens. There's certain things about this person that you don't necessarily like, or honestly approve of, or want to continue to essentially deal with. So your whole MO is, well, let me just talk to them one more time. Let me just talk to them one more time and let me just see, you know what I mean? If this person will essentially change and, things of that nature. Okay. So this to me kind of feels like you deciding to not give up just yet. Okay. So this is just acting as a double confirmation with the Page of Wands to the Eight of Wands coming out here, and the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, for me, feels like an energy of them just kind of sitting around waiting to have a conversation, with you, waiting for you to call them, waiting for you to text them. And it kind of looks like you're finally, breaking your silence, because it kind of looks like as you're over here contemplating on whether or not you want to make this, relationship work between the two of you or not, whether or not you want to stay or go, or whatever the case may be. It kind of looks like you've been giving them the cold shoulder / silent treatment, but it looks like you're finally deciding to essentially break your silence. Okay. Now, with that being said, I do feel like this communication that they're receiving from you, it is definitely going to make them extremely happy, because it's going to cause this person to essentially feel like you're not giving up on them, or this dynamic that the two of you share with one another, and that's going to make them extremely happy is basically what I'm getting. All right, what actions will Aquarius take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Moon, we do have the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Ten of Swords out here. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Cups. We also have the Magician. And then we also have the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Cups out here. So in regards to how you plan on moving forward, this to me just kind of feels like you having like a very, very serious conversation with this person about how this dynamic between the two of you is really hurting you and affecting you, and how much you want things to essentially work out between the two of you, but also how much you want things to essentially change between the two of you. At the end of the day, this is somebody that you can't quite picture and or fathom your life without. And because you can't picture and or fathom your life without this person, this dynamic between the two of you, it makes you feel stuck. Because as much as you don't like the fact that they're like X, Y, and Z, as much as you don't like the fact that this relationship is affecting you the way that it's affecting you, you still feel stuck with this person because you can't picture and or fathom your life without them. I think that all you want is to essentially be at peace with this person and to be happy with this person. That's it. You're not really asking for the moons or the fucking stars here, okay? But in order for that to occur / happen, it does require them to, I guess, change certain things about themselves on their end. Until then, you're going to forever find yourself essentially feeling the way that you feel now within your relationship, which is, you know, constantly worried, stressed out, anxious, nervous, things of that nature. Okay. What actions will this person take towards Aquarius or moving forward? All right, so we do have the Judgment card. We do have the Ten of Wands. We also have the Four of Cups. And then we also have the Star out here. Well, I feel like you guys find yourselves in the exact same boat with one another, to be honest. Like, just like this relationship affects you, however it affects you, this relationship affects them, however it affects them in a negative way as well. So this dynamic between the two of you, it both does affect the two of you in a very, very negative way. And I think that the frustrating part for the both of you is that you guys cannot picture or fathom your lives without one another, which ultimately causes you guys to feel bound to one another and stuck with one another. You see what I mean? So as much as this person may piss you off and dry hump your last nerve, getting up and walking away is something that you at this point within your relationship with this person, you don't even know how to do that. And believe it or not, that's a very normal thing, to be completely honest. And it has a lot to do with this energy that this relationship harnesses. We do have the Six of Cups out here. So that's telling me that you've been involved in this person's life for quite some time now, vice versa, to the point where you guys got so used to having one another around. So to not have this person around would just be freaking weird for you. Vice versa. Not having you around would just be freaking weird for them. You see what I mean? Like, I think that you guys are just so used to having one another in each other's lives. So to not have them would be weird for you, and it would be a hard transition for you. Same applies for this person. So I feel like that's the situation you guys kind of find yourselves in, is that because you guys are so used to being in each other's lives, being without one another, man, it's just, y'all can't even picture yourselves being without one another. You guys just freaking can't. As much as you may try your hardest to picture your life without this person, you just freaking can't. And as much as they may try their hardest to picture their life without you, they just freaking can't. And I think that when things get tough and difficult between the two of you, I think that that's when you guys hate this relationship with one another the most, because as much as, you know, you might find yourself hating this relationship at times and just outright feeling fucking miserable, getting up and walking away, it's like you don't even know how to do that. And the same applies for this person. It's like, no matter how challenging and difficult things may get between the two of you, walking away from this relationship is just not something that this person knows how to do. And I think that that's the part you guys hate the most, is that no matter what this person puts you through, you just can't picture yourself walking away from them. No matter what you put them through, they just can't picture themselves walking away from you. And I think that you hate the hold that this person has on you and this relationship has on you. And I think that you hate at times how this relationship hurts you and affects you, and the inability to get up and just walk away and call it quits, you know, is what frustrates you the most. But the same applies for this person. You guys are in the exact same boat with one another. if you guys honestly cannot picture or fathom your lives without one another, which it does appear to me that that's basically the case, I mean, there's a possibility that you could be dealing with your forever person. Even if you're not dealing with your forever person, only God obviously knows that this is your forever person. It does feel like this is like your forever person, because if you can't picture yourself without this person, they can't either. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say that maybe you are dealing with your forever person, but regardless if you are or not, if you can't picture your life without this person to the point where you can't even get up and walk away from them, and they can't picture their life without you to the point where they can't get up and walk away from you, I think the least that you guys could do for each other is make this journey with one another pleasant. Because if they're not going to get up and walk away from you, they might as well change whatever it is that they need to change on their behalf to make you happy. So that way you're not feeling the way that you're feeling. And you might as well do the exact same thing for them. So that way they're not feeling the way that they're feeling. So that way this relationship is good. You know what I mean? And healthy, for the both of you. But what's the, like that's the thing, is that like if you guys are just going to sit in this relationship and not put in the work to actually change to make this dynamic between the two of you work, y'all are just basically keeping each other company while the both of you are just sitting around suffering. And what's the point in that? You know what I mean? You guys might as well try your hardest to make each other happy. You know what I mean? Might as well. You know what I mean? So that's what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.